Donnie.
I met a new friend.
Real or imaginary?
28 days.
Imaginary.
6 hours. 42 minutes. 12 seconds. Do you believe in time travel?
I'm going to tell you a little story today about a young man whose life was completely destroyed by fear.
Under a blue moon I saw you, so soon you'll take me.
Wake up.
Up in your
You want to tell Mom and Dad why you stopped taking your medication?
I've been watching you.
must be the killing time.
Do you believe in time travel?
Fate up against your will, through the thick and thin. You give yourself to him. You give yourself to him.
Wake up, Donnie.
Under a blue moon I saw you, so soon you'll take me. Up in your arms, too late to beg you or cancel it, though I know it must be the killing time. Unwillingly mine. Fate up against your will, through the thick and thin. He will wait until you give yourself to him. In the starlit nights I saw you.
Lighter note, will he keep Donald Trump's Air Force One color scheme change?
This is such a good question. I have not had the opportunity to dig into that today, given the number of executive actions, orders, the inauguration, a few things happening. I will venture to get you an answer on that, and maybe we can talk about it in here tomorrow.
I get calls from my father to tell me that the New York Times is calling, but my old partner Eric, who literally has done me harm for I don't know how long, is the one taking the calls because my father will not stop sending the calls to Eric. I have another New York Times reporter calling about my representation of literally, Dr. Patrick Koh, the spy chief of China, who started the company that my partner, who was worth $323 billion, founded, and is now missing. The richest man in the world is missing. He was my partner. He was missing since I last saw him in his $58 million apartment and signed a $4 billion deal to build the largest LNG port in the world. And I am receiving calls from the Southern District of New York, from the U.S. Attorney himself. My best friend in business, Devin, has named me as a witness without telling me in a criminal case, and my father without telling me.
Unwillingly mine. Fate up against your will, through the thick and thin. He will wait until you give yourself to him. Fate up
Does anybody have any questions?
No, actually.
I think so. Okay. Yeah, how about you?
It's a very pertinent question.
to ask, how do we build back better?
To build back better or whatever.
We have a chance to reset the clock and build back better than before.
To build back better than before.
Remember the terrible damage of COVID as we try to build back from this global pandemic.
Joe Biden calls it Build Back Better.
Build back better.
Building back better.
To do things differently. To build back better.
We're going to build it back better.
And build it back better.
My plan to build back better.
Start taking all the problems that have been created in education and mental health and start to build back in a positive way.
I have launched a booklet called Build Back Better, written after coronavirus.
Through the thick and thin, he will wait until you give yourself to him.
What any of you say. In my opinion, Joe Biden is still a rapist. In my opinion, Joe Biden touched little children. In my opinion, Anita Dunn, who works for him, do the research, represented Weinstein after the allegations came out.
So let me get this straight. Joe Biden signed an executive order, mandatory masks on federal property. Then he goes to the Lincoln Memorial, and what does he do? He has no mask on. He's sitting at a desk in his office with other people around. What does he do? Signs executive orders with no mask on. What does the media do? Fucking crickets! That's what they do. One person asked, and you want to know what the press secretary says? Oh, he was celebrating. Fuck out of here!
Why weren't President Biden and all members of the Biden family masked at all times on federal lands last night if he signed an executive order that mandates masks on federal lands at all times?
At the inaugural...
At the Lincoln Memorial, yes.
I think, Steve, he was celebrating an evening of a historic day in our country, and certainly he signed the mask mandate because it's a way to send a message to the American public. Yesterday was a historic moment in our history. He was inaugurated as President of the United States. He was surrounded by his family. We take a number of precautions, but I think we have bigger issues to worry about at this moment in time. Go ahead, Anita.
You mentioned...
Oh, sorry, Jeff. Let me go to Jeff, Anita, because I already went to you, if that's okay. Jeff, go ahead.
Thanks very much. Follow up on...
Right now in the United States, people should not be walking around with masks. You're sure of it? Because people are listening really closely to this. Right now, people should not be walking. There's no reason to be walking around with a mask. When you're in the middle of an outbreak, wearing a mask might make people feel a little bit better, and it might even block a droplet, but it's not providing the perfect protection that people think that it is. And often, there are unintended consequences. People keep fiddling with the mask and they keep touching their face.
And can you get some schmutz sort of staying inside there?
Of course. But when you think masks, you should think of healthcare providers needing them and people who are ill. The people who, when you look at the films of foreign countries and you see 85% of the people wearing masks, that's fine. That's fine. I'm not against it. If you want to do it, that's fine.
But it can lead to a shortage of masks.
Exactly. That's the point. It could lead to a shortage of masks for the people who really need it.
It's about building this country back better.
Growing conspiracy following it. It is called the Great Reset.
An unprecedented opportunity to rethink and reset the ways in which we live.
The great opportunity for reset.
The theory even calls Mr. Biden's campaign slogan, Build Back Better, a front for the conspiracy.
Build Back Better.
Building back better our economy.
Build back better.
All elements of the Great Reset are fundamental to building the future we need.
This pandemic has provided an opportunity for a reset.
It's a big effort to, some would say, to build back better. We would say to really have a great reset.
Conspiracy.
Muito bem, agora o Dr. Ricardo Silveira prepara aqui para fazer a aplicação no braço aqui.
Under blue moon I saw you, so soon you'll take me up in your arms, too late to beg you or cancel it, though I know it must be the killing time, unwillingly mine. Fate up against your will, through the thick and thin, he will wait until you give yourself to him. In starlit nights I saw you, so cruelly you kissed me. Your lips a magic world, your sky all hung with jewels. The killing moon will come too soon. Fate up against your will, through the thick and thin, he will wait on.
We begin this year with a heightened awareness of the importance of resilience. The COVID-19 pandemic has reminded us that we cannot afford to ignore known risks, and climate disruption is a risk we are well aware of. The science has never been clearer. We are facing a climate emergency, and we are already witnessing unprecedented climate extremes and volatility affecting lives and livelihoods on all continents. According to the World Meteorological Organization, there have been more than 11,000 disasters due to weather, climate and water-related hazards over the past 50 years at a cost of some $3.6 trillion. Extreme weather and climate-related hazards have also killed more than 410,000 people in the past decade, the vast majority in low and lower middle-income countries. And this is why I've called for a breakthrough on adaptation and resilience. We need the trillions of taxpayers' dollars funding the recovery from the COVID-19 pandemic to jumpstart the low-carbon, high-resilience future we need.
The mob that stormed the Capitol on January 6th to try to stop Congress from carrying out its constitutional responsibilities were behaving like domestic enemies of our country. But let's be clear. The John Brennans, Adam Schiffs, and the oligarchs in big tech who are trying to undermine our constitutionally protected rights and turn our country into a police state with KGB-style surveillance are also domestic enemies, and much more powerful and therefore dangerous than the mob that stormed the Capitol. President Biden, I call upon you and all members of Congress from both parties to denounce these efforts by the likes of Brennan and others to take away our civil liberties that are endowed to us by our Creator and guaranteed in our Constitution. If you don't stand up to these people now, then our country will be in great peril.
Very valid points made by Tulsi Gabbard, and as someone whose family went through KGB surveillance and oppression, can we please make sure it doesn't happen here in the United States? Welcome back, beautiful and amazing human beings. This is 𝓓𝓏 of WeAreChange.org. A lot of important issues to get in today as Davos 2020 has just officially started, and oh boy, is there a full frontal push for, of course, the Great Reset, which we are going to be talking about in great detail on this independent media channel, as well as all the latest news. An independent media organization that wants to remind you, just like politicians, scientists are corruptible as well, and many times the professionals have lied to you for the benefit of special interests. Why am I saying that specifically at this time? No reason at all, just an interesting tidbit that I think you should know about. Absolutely no reason at all, as of course very large and powerful secretive institutions remain unaccountable in the United States. Now, jumping in the news, it looks like President Joe Biden is definitely on an executive order signing spree, as he has already signed over 30 executive orders as we speak right now. The number is quickly rising. Also, an interesting thing to note in American politics is that U.S. Senator Ted Cruz just introduced an amendment that would impose term limits to members of Congress. And even though I don't agree with Ted Cruz on a lot of things, I think this is an absolutely smart, brilliant idea that needs to be implemented to actually drain some of that nasty, corroded, disgusting, waste-filled swamp that some people call Washington, D.C.
Yeah, got a new show for y'all. Got a damn good show. Yeah. But before we start the show, remember everybody, you can always support the Hodge Twins at officialhodgetwins.com. Pick you out a patriotic t-shirt or hat today. Got some beard products. Use discount. Man, we got to come with a new discount code, man. That jackass signed a new executive order today. Can't say Chinese virus anymore. Well, that's just for federal employees. Nah. Different rules for us, man. We conservative and we're black. Good point. You know they don't like black people thinking for themselves. Hey, I got a new discount code. Man, make sure it's a good one, man. Oh, you're going to love this one. No, man, you always come up with stupid codes. I got one. It's a good one? Shut up! I got one. Dr. Fauci is the discount code. That's stupid. No, man. Hear me out on this one. Not Fauci like F-A-U-C-I. Nah, spell like this. F-A-L-S-E-Y. Dr. Fauci. That's a damn good discount code. Yeah, man. It is. And we'll give you 20% off. No. Give you 21% off. Because we good guys. Let's start the damn show. Dr. Fauci. That sounds like Fauci. Yeah. It's a doctor though, right? That's what they say. He's a doctor. Yeah, all right. Anyway, y'all remember when this pandemic first struck this country? Yeah. Y'all remember what Dr. Fauci said? I was scared, man. Yeah, you know, the big... Hey, hold on. Let me remind you what he said. Here's the video.
People should not be walking. There's no reason to be walking around with a mask. When you're in the middle of an outbreak, wearing a mask might make people feel a little bit better, and it might even block a droplet, but it's not providing the perfect protection that people think that it is.
Okay. Now what is he saying? What is he saying now? With a mask on. Hell, recently, he just took it a step further. This is what he got to say now.
Folks are hearing now about double masking, wearing two masks or trying to get one of those N95 medical grade masks. Do you believe that that's advisable and makes a difference?
You know, it likely does, because, I mean, this is a physical covering to prevent droplets and virus to get in. So if you have a physical covering with one layer, you put another layer on, it just makes common sense that it likely would be more effective. And that's the reason why you see people either double masking or doing a version of an N95.
Man, come on, man. What is it? Do you need a mask or not? I can't believe he's pushing wearing two masks. Hey, why don't you go up to 3 and 4 masks if you really want to protect people? If you really want to stop the spread, take some saran wrap and wrap around your nose and face. If you can breathe, it ain't working. That's how you know you can't get the Kung flu. If you can't breathe, you can't get the virus. Look here. It's funny, man, that video, he's talking about double wrapping, right? I mean, I could put on 2 condoms, I'd still at a high risk for getting HIV. What? Double wrapping. I've tried that. It just makes things worse. All that friction, the condom always explodes. Shut up. Instead of having 2 condoms, it looks like you got a tourniquet around your mushroom tip. You just got a rubber band at the base. 2 of them. Hey, look here. Hey, let's get serious. Let's get serious. I don't know why he's pushing 2 masks when ain't nobody talking about covering up your damn eyeballs. Yeah, look, like you can't get a virus through your eyes, man. You could get a virus through your eyeballs just like you can through your nose and through your mouth. If you don't believe me, I got a little science project for you. Yeah, some homework. Take and find somebody. Now, I'm being facetious. I don't want you to actually go do this. I have to put that disclaimer out there. Because there's a bunch of stupid liberals out there. I'll do anything to prove these 2 Nazis wrong. Right? Go find somebody with AIDS. Not the HIV. I'm talking full-blown AIDS. This individual's immune system is destroyed. Yeah. Right? Person's got COVID and hasn't even been exposed to it. Right? I mean, just whoever, he or she on their last breath. Yeah. Any day, their heart's going to explode in their chest. Jesus. Right? They're on their last leg. Go up to that dude with the AIDS virus. No, the full-blown AIDS. The full-blown AIDS. Drop down to your knees. All right, man. Take it easy now. No, you ain't got to drop down to your knees. I was thinking about something else. Keep it G-rated for the conservatives. You know we Christians, man. I got a little liberal in me over here. Look here. Go up to that person with the AIDS. Full-blown now, not the HIV. Full-blown AIDS. I mean, as soon as you look at him, you know something's off. He look like Tom Hanks in Philadelphia. Is that the movie? Yeah. He was toe up. He was from Mars. Right? Go up to that individual. Since you don't think you can catch viruses in your eyes, I want you to take a syringe.